guys, welcome back to Motion RC. I'm James. Today we're going to be talking about our latest Admiral receiver. This is the RX700T. It's either a 6-channel or 7-channel receiver, depending on what transmitter you're using. But these are Spectrum compatible, so DSMX compatible. And as most people know, these are rebranded lemons that Motion RC has put the Admiral name on, and we gave them some tips about what we wanted to do with certain receivers. So like the Stability Plus gyro, which people love. These are some ideas that we gave to them just to try to make a great receiver even better. So the latest in line, again, was the RX700T, and it's got full built-in telemetry. As far as our knowledge, you're not going to find a telemetry receiver as easy to set up as this one. So the purpose of this video, show you what you're going to get in the box, how to quickly get it set up, and then how to set up your transmitter to read all these great telemetry features. So let's get started. Alright guys, so when you get your Admiral receiver out of the box, let's show you what comes in the box. So everything is packaged very nicely. Take it all out of the box. Alright. So now obviously you get a few things coming out of the box. So here's your Admiral RX700T. Now on this side, you're gonna have 7 ports. So the top one, we'll read them down. You have your bind port, and also that is gonna function as an auxiliary 2 for any 7-channel receivers. Then you have your throttle, your aileron, your elevator, your rudder, your landing gear, and your flap channel. And again, this can function as both 6 or 7 channels. Then on the left side, these are your ports. So the top port is gonna be your satellite port. We do sell a satellite receiver, which you could plug in. That'll give you even longer range. This already has a mile range in it, but if you wanted to go longer, you wanted stronger signal strength, you could always buy that option. I believe it's about $13, $14 separate. The middle port, that's going to be for your temperature. So it comes with a temperature gauge here, or a thermometer if you will. This you would plug in there, and you'll be able to tape the top part of this to either your battery or your ESC or anything you want to measure for the telemetry of to check the heat. And then the bottom, that's going to be for your voltage and current sensors. So again, if you're running a 60 amp model, that's going to draw more than 60 amps, then you're going to want to use this port here. This has a soldered lead already on the top that's going to connect into the balance port of your battery, and it's going to connect to the most positive port of your battery. Now that'll allow you to read the voltage, which is awesome, the battery voltage, but you will not be able to read the current of your battery. So this one is what we're going to use today. This is the voltage and current sensor. So you're going to plug this bottom part right into the bottom, as so, and then you're going to be plugging your ESC into one side and then your battery into the other. Now these are XT60s. If you're running maybe an EC3, you get 2 connectors that you put on the side. Now also, if you wanted to get both voltage and current from this receiver, we also sell separately a port that has EC5 connectors that can measure up to 120 amps. So you can definitely use it for your free-wing jets. Most of our big free-wing jets, a lot of our Flightline planes have EC5 connectors, so we made sure to make one and include it, but that is sold separately from the receiver. Now, as far as binding up the receiver, guys, pretty simple. You're just going to plug everything that you need from your model into the ports, plug in the bind plug, and then do your standard Spectrum bind. I'm sure most people understand how to do that already, so we just want to get into showing the functionality and how to make sure your transmitter can read the telemetry coming from the receiver. So again, just to show you how it's all plugged in, this model runs on a 60 amp ESC, so I'm able to use the voltage and current sensor. That's what I wanted to show, and the beauty of this model, it does come already with an XT60. So now what I'm going to do is turn on my transmitter, and then we're just going to plug it in. And I took off the prop so we don't have any problems. And now we're all bound up. Let me put this down. And now let's show you how to set it up in the transmitter. All right, so the first thing you're going to do, guys, when you have your model's already bound up, it doesn't matter if you have your flap set up or anything like that. But what you're gonna do is go into your telemetry feature. So now this should work with any DX6, DX8, DX9, DX18, or an IX12. As long as your transmitter is able to read telemetry, you will have this menu. So you click into telemetry. Now you can see everything's already there because I've already done it, but we'll show you how to do it. So what you do, normally when you come in, this would all be empty, but you go down to your settings. You're gonna click in settings, and you see here where it says auto configure. All you do is go down to the auto configure, and you hit the configuration. And now you're just gonna wait. And when it's done, it gives you all of the telemetry that this receiver can do. So you see here, we got volts, RPMs you can read. You've got temperature, vario, altitude, power box, amps, your RX voltage, and a flight log. So now here is where you'd be able to set up like an alert. So the main alert I think most people will be wanting to do is for the volts. So you go to your volts and you click in, and now you see here on the voltage, this is where you can set what kind of LiPo you're using. So you go here first. So if you had a 3S, you go to 3S. We have a 4S for the Bearcat. So that's what we have. And it gives you some, you know, random voltage. But basically, again, each cell you want to be around, we like to land, let's say around 3.8 volts per cell. So if you did that, since we're running a 4S, you'd just multiply that number by 4. So I believe it's about 15.2. So I would come into this side and I'd make my max voltage to, let's say, 15.2. And then I want a voice alert. So if it was off, it would be inhibited. You can make it a tone, you can make it a vibration, a tone and vibration. I like the voice alert, so she'll tell me when my voltage gets to about 3.8, and that's gonna give me more than enough time to be able to come down and land. So basically you come up and back, and now let's back out of this completely. So right now it's telling me I have 16.2 volts, but now to see the telemetry when you're on the transmitter, basically just roll to the left a little bit. Now you can see we got our volts, so 16.2. Our temperature is 62 because I don't have the temperature on anything right now. That's just room temperature, I guess. You have your RX signal strength, which is your telemetry. Then you roll forward. This would be your flight log. So this will only, after you're done, will it show anything. Then again, you could read the volts or temperature in the display like this. And again, you're probably not going to be looking at your transmitter while you're flying, so that's why you want the voice alerts, so she can tell you when you want to land. Then also you have your altitude. So right now our table is 6.5 feet off the ground, is what it's telling me, where the plane is. But that'll go up and down. You could also set an alert for altitude, maybe 400 feet. You don't want to be over that, so you can put a 400 foot there. And also your amp draw, so I don't have a prop on. Right now we're not going to be drawing too many amps without the prop, and we're not in the air, but it will read amperage, so you could also set an alert for that. And then here's where you get a full display of all the telemetry available to you. And then you have your vario. So this is your rate of descent and rate of climb. A lot of guys who fly with gliders want to catch thermals. That's very useful to you guys, and this receiver can do it very easily. So there you have it, guys. That's the quick start setup for the RX700T from Admiral. A very quick, very efficient way to add telemetry to your models. It was funny, just on a recent video we did, somebody said, why are you guys still using timers and such for your batteries? And the only answer was, old habits die hard. So if you want to add telemetry, you want to be able to read your voltage and things like that, check your altitude, check your RSSI. This is a very easy and efficient way to do it, and we know a lot of people have been using these already and are loving them, and we hope you guys give it a shot too. So that'll do it here from Motion RC, guys. Follow Everything Motion, please subscribe on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and we'll see you in the next video.